welcome back. This is Thrift Store Vinyl Finds 35, and I'm calling it Analog Soul, or Analog Soul / physical media. Reason why is because I like to read magazines and keep up with what's going on, and I've read in the trends now of how different generations they discover, and I said this in past videos, how maybe they discovered something that maybe their parents or their grandparents were into, and they never really grew up with it, so it's like new to them, and they kind of embrace it. And some people call them like hipsters or something. I don't know, hipsters, but like I think a lot of people, it's like I can't remember. I think it was Men's Journal or something, where it was article, and in Guitar World too. I read a Chrissy Hind article where she talks about how young people that didn't grow up with it, they're fueling the whole vinyl records, kind of like this mini renaissance. I wouldn't say it's vinyl. I mean, vinyl is never going to be mainstream, but I think a lot of what you see now with like the record business, and like another thing is like photography, and I'm really into photography. For instance, I grew up with film cameras and film photography, and only because digital had become mainstream that everybody was like, it was the same thing with records. It's like when CDs and digital came in, everybody was throwing away their records thinking they were going to be worthless. Well, it's like, this was back 30 years ago, and now guess I bought all your records that you thought were worthless, and now I could be on a little potential mini gold mine, with my collection. Same thing with film photography, and digital is like the mainstream with people's phones now. Even digital cameras are like not selling much anymore because people just use the simple camera in their phone. They don't want to know how photography works. They just want to press a button on their phone and take a snapshot. It's the same thing. People now this generation, for instance, it's like they want physical media. They want that they want to have a hard copy document, whether it's like a printed picture or a vinyl record or something, because I think they realize that if something's in that computer of yours, you could have a zillion songs or whatever off of iTunes or whatever in your computer, but if your computer crashes and you don't have a backup or something, you could lose that, or it's like it really doesn't exist. It's like a file, and even if you want to use like a service or whatever, like off, I don't know what you call it, like OneDrive and all these other things that are like remote storage. It's not real. It's not a real thing that you can like take out and put on a player, like an analog, home stereo here. You don't have to worry about driver updates or whatever. Like one day you're gonna like put the needle down, and for some reason the sound ain't gonna come out of it, or unless you have a problem with your amplifier. It's not like you push the button on and the thing works. It's not like some sort of, you have to have a software update or something like that. But anyway, enough about that. I'm going to show you these latest finds here. These were actually kind of carried over from my last video, because I didn't want that video to go too long. But anyway, what you heard in the beginning here was this one, the Zombies, and this is, the cover is not in such great shape, but the disc is. It's a mono album, and I got this at this antique mall in my town, and it's actually it's actually worth a few bucks too. Maybe 20 bucks or whatever to a collector, according to my collectible records book there. And it's like your typical mid-60s English pop there, the Zombies. This is another cool find I found at the same mall, antique mall, on the same day. This is, and this is in excellent shape too. This was even the cover. This is 11 Piper's Green Tambourine, and it's most of it's kind of like folky, folk rock kind of stuff. The actual track Green Tambourine, actually, I think it sounds mono. It doesn't like sound as good as the rest of the tracks on the records. They probably made this later, this album later, and then just put that single on here to sell this album, which was pretty common to do back then. If a group had like a hit single, okay, now we gotta make an album of more or less like filler material to sell, and then put that single on the record, on the album too also. But actually there's a couple two or three tracks that I really like on here that are actually, I think, even better than the song Green Tambourine there. So, but I think what did I pay for this? $4, I think. Yeah, only $4. And this is worth, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 bucks maybe, I don't know. It's in excellent condition too. It's on it's on Buddha. Maybe I'll show you that label. Yeah, it's got that cool tie-dyed label there. So that's Green Tambourine. A lot of these other ones I haven't really played yet. This was kind of like some kind of a promotional record, something called Earth Tones. I don't know, in fact, I had to put my reading glasses on for this to see what this is. What does it say who's on here? The Hollies, Herbie Hancock, Santana, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Johnny Mathis, Peter Nero, Argent, Dr. Hook and the Madison Show, Percy Faith, and Charlie Rich. Percy Faith and the Hollies on the same record? I don't know. In the back it's got like these different, this is kind of cool. So, you know, it was put out by Sherwood, the audio company there. So it shows like what stereo sets they had there at the time. It was made by Columbia Special Products. I don't know if you can see that. You probably, if you bought a stereo from them, they probably threw in this record so you had something to play right away. Next thing, haven't played this one either. This is Missing Persons. They were kind of like a punk, I would say kind of new wavy kind of band there. I still have a single by them, Walking in LA, and I have the other, I think probably their first album, which was Spring Session M. So I kind of like that record, so I thought, well, I'd probably like this one. I played a little bit of this. This is it's still in the original shrink. Although it's been opened, but this is Julian Lennon. Secret Value of Daydreaming. This one I don't think was nearly as good as his first album, Volat, which I also have. This one was more, I don't know, too much synthesizers and stuff, but definitely still worth picking up. Next thing I got here is this Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Haven't really played this either. It's probably, I think it's like a lot of classical, it's sort of like classical. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it. I think you'd have to be in a certain mood to listen to that. This was kind of a cool find. I have a re-release of this. This is Gene Clark with the Gosden Brothers. This is a promo copy. And it's a mono copy also. And although I think I did play some tracks, well, it's not too bad. It's got some superficial scratches on it. So I thought it's still worth picking up there. Haven't played this one either. This is John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Maybe I played a little bit of this. I don't know. Didn't have time to play it all the way through yet, but kind of like that rootsy rock kind of stuff. This is kind of a replacement copy. I basically bought this. I think the disc is in good shape too, but I bought it because the jacket is in better shape than my other copy. This is kind of a classic of that kind of late 50s kind of like mood music or whatever, that exotica music, Quiet Village there. It's in great shape. Don't know much about this. I kind of played this. I didn't really care much for it. It's kind of like dance. I think it's like techno dance music or whatever. I don't know much about New Order, but this is New Order, Substance, 1987. So I'm gonna explore that later. Another one here too. I don't know much about this band either. Chase. I don't think I've even played this thing yet either. So check that out later. This is another one that was kind of like a, I don't know, techno new wave dance band or whatever. Boingo or Oingo Boingo. Back then they just shortened it to Boingo, I guess. Kind of a weird cover there. And yeah, see that? It's in excellent shape. What's in here? So I thought I couldn't go wrong. Next, well, here, I'll play this. I actually have another record by this. This might be their second record, I don't know. This was kind of like a, I don't know what you want to call it. These probably from probably from Nashville, that tried to be like some kind of pop band in the 60s, the Now generation here. So, I don't know. I don't think I played this yet, but it might be interesting. Here's kind of a soundtrack to a famous movie, Giant. That was that movie with James Dean and Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor about the oil, Texas, and the change from like cattle to the oil business back then in the early 20th century, whatever. Here's a kind of like a hootenanny kind of record, I guess, live. The Villagers, the Women Folk, whatever. So I always look for this kind of stuff because you never hear anything like this on the radio, even the oldie station. Here's sort of a light classical music there. I think famous, some more well-known pieces there. And last is a sound music from kind of late 50s TV shows. Actually, I really like this show in the Me TV, one of those little Diginet networks. They were running this series, 77 Sunset Strip. That was one of those Warner Brothers produced shows that was popular. It was in black and white, and it had Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., Roger Smith, and Ed Burns, also known as Kooky. I think he was like the car parking guy or whatever. It's kind of famous. This is in excellent shape too. It has that kind of like that late 50s kind of like jazzy kind of stuff that was popular at the time. So those are my finds there for Thrift Store Vinyl Finds 35. And like I said, been pretty busy, and I have a lot of projects and things coming up, and I hope that I'm going to try to make videos of things. I got things I want to work on, and things like bicycles and other things and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for checking it out, and hope to see you again here real soon. So bye for now.